Hi! Today I'm going to be doing a book review. If you're wondering why I've been holding my microphone instead of having it on the stand like I normally would, I had to move my desk out of my bedroom so my son could use it because he is starting homeschooling tomorrow and it's just better that it's in the living room instead of my room. So now I get to hold my microphone instead. I'm going to be doing a book review today on The Crypt of the Moaning Diamond. This is by Rosemary Jones. It is a Forgotten Realm, the Dungeon number 4 book. All of the dungeon books are done by different authors. Ivy is the leader of the Siegebreaker. This is a ragtag group of a couple different people, kind of, question mark. There is a dwarf. There is also a sister duo where one sister is half human, half elf. The other one is half human, half orc. There's also this small tiefling kind of creature. I think it's called the tiefling. It's like halfling and half goat or something. I'm honestly not 100% sure. It was unique, to say the least. He's known as the thief of the group. He has a good personality. Now, it is their job to dig a tunnel under a city wall. They are being paid by the Proclaimer ruler. He's trying to take this specific city back over. Sandoval is a Proclaimer knight. He seems to be fairly high up. He is held in very high regards. Ivy makes note about how very punctual he is, how very strict he is, how he doesn't really talk a whole lot. He's very proper. He's just kind of like always shining his armor and just wants to be like super perfect and pristine. Now, Sandoval is told by his ruler that he needs to escort Ivy to the tunnel with her group, the Siegebreakers, to see what the progress is looking like, because the ruler doesn't think it's going fast enough. And even though Ivy's like, we have to go slow, otherwise the walls will collapse, the Proclaimer ruler or Procamper ruler continuously tells Ivy that they need to move faster. So Sandoval is now with Ivy and everybody else, the other group, and they're going through the tunnel to just inspect it, right? So as they are going through this tunnel, the tunnel collapses and they all just suddenly start falling and plummeting into a watery darkness. Ivy almost drowns along with a couple other people, but somehow they manage to survive. Once they all are out of the river or the water and they regroup together, it just gets worse. They're in a very dark, very wet place. They don't know what way is which. Like, the dwarf does have some semblance because he is a dwarf, so he kind of knows directions better than anybody else underground, which is great. What awaits them in the dark is definitely pretty terrifying. There's a wide range of different kind of monsters and creatures down there that they weren't expecting. On top of that, there is this legitimately crazy wizard who is willing to sacrifice basically everybody and anything to get what he wants buried deep down in the depths of this crypt. Ivy, the Siegebreakers, and Sandoval have to work together in order to survive the terrors of the dark. I did like this book. I did not like it as much as the first one. I really liked the first dungeon book a lot. I think if I had read this one before the first one, I probably would have liked it more than I give it credit for now. But because I've read the first one, I like the first one a lot. But then I have to remind myself, like, that's a different author and that's not fair. So to me, this isn't a bad book out of the series. It's just not my favorite book out of the series. I did like all of the characters though. Ivy is really funny, like legitimately funny. There's a scene where she does a bunch of singing, and apparently she's really bad at singing to the point where everybody in her group just cringes and just doesn't doesn't like it. You can understand why people like her so much, and she is very loyal, and she doesn't want to leave like anybody behind. She's very much a good leader and just a good friend. I also like Sandville, the pro camper knight. I really wished there was more romance between him and Ivy, but at the same time can kind of understand that it's a little bit of a life-death situation as they're roaming around in the dark tunnels, so I can't be too upset about that. If you are into fantasy, Forgotten Realms, or if you want a dungeon exploring kind of book, this would definitely be a decent read. I would recommend it if you have a chance, or if that's something that you're interested in. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later. Bye everyone.